1970s. Analog synths hiss, model starships ride wires through black velvet, and every blinking panel looks hand-soldered 10 minutes before action. The money was small, the ideas were huge, and a lot of beautiful risks slipped through the cracks. We're opening 10 of them. What they did right, how they slipped, and exactly how you'd rebuild them now without sanding off the weird that made them special. We're not doing museum tours, we're doing second chances that keep the soul and fix the gears. Number 10, Logan's Run, 1977. A dome that kills you at 30. Runners who choose to live anyway. An android who watches everything with glass-calm eyes. The bones were perfect. A pleasure state that hides control, and a chase that forces moral whiplash every time Logan and Jessica meet a new settlement. Broadcast standards dulled the blade. Too many hours drifted into New Town, similar lesson, until the philosophy felt like a loop instead of a threat, and Carousel slid from horror to rumor. Put the terror back in the system. Carousel isn't an off-screen legend. It's ritualized propaganda that stalks them. Civic announcements, citizen informants, and remote hunters that force ugly choices. Each outpost runs on a different lie. Engineered bliss with mandatory sedation, meritocracies that grade empathy as a flaw, towns that tithe memories to keep the peace. Logan and Jessica don't just comment on it, it marks them. Rem isn't comic relief. He's the controlled variable who keeps asking if free will is just a beautiful error. Season arcs track scars, not sightseeing. The dome evolves too. The utopia updates its counter-narrative to pull them home, and temptation becomes a villain with better lighting. Number 9. Quark, 1977 to 1978. Garbage men of the galaxy should have been bulletproof. A salvage tug, a captain who knows paperwork can kill faster than lasers, and a crew of broken geniuses. The premise was sharp. The scheduling wasn't. Tone swayed between satirizing space opera and becoming it. Jokes floated free of consequence and resets swept feelings into the bin along with the junk. Treat it like a workplace pressure cooker where liability is scarier than lasers. Orbital trash has owners, indemnities, salvage law, and black market scrappers who torch wrecks to erase serials. Each week starts with a salvage dilemma that costs someone something. Strip a monastery ship to make rent, or protect the relic AI begging for asylum. The laughs come from systems grinding people, not random gags. If the crew cuts corners, the guild finds them. Insurers flag them, pirates mark them. Play the ship as a character, aging engines, brittle welds, and duct tape miracles that always squeak one beat before the punchline. By mid-season, a rival tug underbids everything, accidentally jettisons evidence, and drags Quark into hearings. Funny stays funny because the stakes don't evaporate when the end credits roll. Number 8. The Invisible Man, 1975. A lab accident makes a scientist disappear. The government drafts him. The show leans on capers. The power turns into a prank. When invisibility is free, the story has no price tag, and the audience stops worrying for the man. Give it a clock the couch can feel. Every vanish burns body heat, spikes heart rate, and leaves a cognitive hangover. 10 minutes invisible buys you a day of pain and holes in memory. He gets a handler who hates the program but won't abandon the person, and a partner who keeps deciding when saving him matters more than saving the mission. The question stops being, can he sneak past the guard, and becomes, is this file worth another migraine, another lost afternoon, another promise he'll forget he made? He's not a superhero. He's an asset with a receipt stapled to his soul. Build tension around the cost ledger. If he spends 2 minutes rescuing a witness, he can't spend 2 minutes on the vault, so who lives with that choice next week? Number 7. Ark II, 1976 to 1977. A rolling science lab crosses a damaged Earth. Young researchers offer help, a chimp gets the laugh, and the lessons land soft. The heart was big, the money was tiny, sermons came tidy when they needed arguments. Keep the iconic RV and raise the stakes. Water rights, seed patents, road barons who tax food shipments. Towns that ban outside science because the last fix broke them. The team's ethics meet reality, and not everyone wants saving on someone else's terms. The chimp isn't a mascot. He's a research subject with agency, reacting to danger before the humans do. In tight spots, he sees patterns faster than the crew. The Ark's tech isn't magic either. Sometimes it fails, sometimes it makes a mess. And the episode ends with, "We helped one village and made another mad." Because that's how reconstruction actually looks. Give the season a map, circuits that get more dangerous the more good they try to do, and a resource log that forces triage, not sermons. Number 6. The Fantastic Journey, 1977. A Bermuda Triangle burst scatters people from different eras across islands that should not exist. Great hook, messy follow-through. It felt like 3 pilots stitched together. Tone wandered, cast churned, and nothing stuck long enough to matter. Lock a core quartet with clashing beliefs, a skeptic physician, a mystic who isn't vague, a soldier out of time, and a kid who will trade any ideology for a place that feels safe. Each island gets a clean, speculative line. One taxes years from elders to fund public goods. One auctions memories to power its city grid. One is a sentient metropolis that redraws districts while you sleep. Leaving costs something: equipment, allegiance, a person. The map itself is a character and sometimes a trap. Season endings are decisions, not escapes. Stay where you found peace and abandon the mission, or burn the bridge you just built, because staying is a slow death with a nicer view. Number 5. Man from Atlantis, 1977 to 1978. A man adapted to the ocean tries to live among us and figure out who he is. The underwater work looked real. The weekly stories swung between children's cereal and patient mystery. One week he wrestled a sea monster. The next, he was baffled by office chairs. Neither tone won because nothing cost him enough. Make him a first responder for the sea. Illegal mining. Corporate salvage that treats graves like scrap. Drowned archaeology with warnings we refuse to read. He's strongest where humans are weakest, but land life dries him out, and deep work crushes him if he pushes too far. His origin isn't magic. It's a failed ancient tech culture with climate scars and hubris we're repeating. He doesn't fly. He rescues, and every rescue has a cost in dehydration, nitrogen debt, or lost time topside. Pair him with a medic who logs every dive like a war, and a historian who keeps finding his people's fingerprints under ours. Give him a home base aquarium that's more hospital than trophy room, and an enemy who profits when the ocean stays a cemetery. Number 4. Planet of the Apes, 1974. Gorillas run the military. Orangutans run doctrine. Chimpanzees run science. Humans have no rights. The allegory sat on the table. The episodes took the safe road. Too many hours boiled down to chase, capture, escape, forget. Put policy on screen. Speech bans, crop quotas, caste schooling where curiosity is a vice. History edited to protect power. The fugitives meet allies inside the machine. An orangutan archivist who defends heresy by calling it preservation. A gorilla deserter who knows soldiers come from every species. A chimp scientist who wants peer review more than permission. Small wins stick. A library burned today means an underground copy tomorrow. Human villages learn to write by moonlight. A scholar risks career to smuggle a printing plate. The season's final image is a classroom where human kids teach chimp kids to read, a crime and a future in the same frame. You don't fix a civilization in an hour. You move it one book, one voice at a time. Number 3, Gemini Man, 1976. A watch grants invisibility with a lethal limit. That limit is the show. The original kept reaching for gags and the math never mattered, so danger never landed. Show the counter. 12 minutes total before cellular damage stacks. Use 6 to cross a camera grid, 3 to lift a server, 2 to escape, 1 because he panicked. After effects stick. Migraines, auditory dropouts, missing chunks of time. Colleagues stop trusting him not because he's careless, but because he can't remember promises made while invisible. Missions become puzzles you can measure. We don't have the minutes for both saves. Pick one. Story engines love math. Give the audience a clock and let them sweat with him. Play fair with the rule: if he goes over, the episode doesn't pull a miracle. It makes him pay next week in rehab, demotion, or someone else having to carry his weight. Number 2, space. 1999, 1975 to 1977. The moon tears loose. 1,000 people drift past impossible things. Year 1 whispered cosmic dread. Year 2 chased pulp and broke the spell. The models stayed beautiful. The silence went missing. Bring back the hush. Let corridors breathe and the hum of a failing fan become a metronome. Ask questions the series can't answer. What is meaning when the sky moves? What happens to culture when home is a direction, not a place? Crew members disagree about tactics and reality. Science, faith, fatigue, mutiny in slow motion. You don't explain the universe, you survive it. Center the mundane terror. Ration math. Births in a place with no sunrise, funerals without ground, a school assembly where the principal says this new starfield is our neighborhood now. End a season with a human decision, not a cosmic one. Remain a colony on a passable world with bad edges, or keep moving because motion is the only purpose that still feels honest. Either choice costs friends. Number 1. The Starlost, 1973. A damaged generation ship, dozens of domes, cultures sealed from one another. A few people learn the truth and sprint for the bridge before the vessel burns. On paper, it's perfect. Production broke it. Treat the map as the star. Each dome has language, economy, ritual, and a secret it will fight to keep. Travel policy becomes plot. Trade visas, quarantines, migration corridors, piracy between domes that barely admit each other exist. The bridge isn't a magic button. It's a parliament of broken systems that must agree to correct course. Season 1 is discovery and literacy, learning how the ship thinks, hacking interfaces written in a dead dialect, failing a few times and leaving dents we notice later. Season 2 is diplomacy, votes, coups, and sabotage. A food dome refuses to feed a war dome. A storm dome wants control of steering. Season 3 is triage. You cannot save everyone. You decide which domes you steer away from the burn and carry that cost forever. The finale isn't we fixed it, it's we chose, and now we live with it. Followed by the quiet of a bridge where every station is manned by someone who lost a home so the ship could keep one. Why these deserve a redo. The 1970s took big swings with tape and courage. Budgets blinked, standards tightened, optical printers begged for mercy. Under the compromises was the through line that always works: a clean idea, a hard limit, and a choice that leaves a bruise. That's what turns curiosity into habit. The best revivals keep the hooks, hand the wheel to the characters, and let the world say no often enough that the eventual yes actually means something. Give the weird room. Let the model ships keep their seams. Let the quiet last a breath longer than modern TV usually trusts. That's not nostalgia. It's respect for how these stories earned their chill. If this scratched your retro sci-fi itch, hit like and subscribe, and drop the one lost series I didn't open tonight, plus the first change you'd make to bring it back. I read the comments, and I steal the best fixes. Because with Box Set and Chill, the nostalgia never ends.